Hi, everyone. So glad to join today. And a big thanks to all of you on the call for all that you do to continue to make learning possible in these crazy difficult times. So today I'll focus on onboarding students to the virtual class and orient them on the platform we use to conduct class. So this can be a daunting first step for a remote class, but I can't emphasize enough its importance. It's key to keeping your learners motivated and enthusiastic about taking your class, and then it's key to retaining them and ensuring a great first virtual learning experience, and really key to the overall success of the class. So here are a few things that we learned in our work that my colleague Jenny described earlier. So first of all, be ready to develop and provide ample resources and support for onboarding. Ask yourself, what do learners need to get online? They'll need a device and internet. They will need instructions, whether they're sent by a text message or an email. They will need most likely live assistance and troubleshooting on the phone. Think who's going to provide that assistance. You'll most likely need to train your program staff. In our case, we call that our help desk. And you want to make sure that help desk folks become very familiar with the video conferencing tool that you choose to use, and they have the key information they need to support learners. Then another important learning is that you must let learners know in advance and be very clear about the technical requirements to participate in the remote class. We know that not everyone has access to a computer, so can they use a phone or a tablet to join? Does it matter if it's an Apple device or an Android device? And do they need different instructions for those devices? Do they need the latest updates to the software? Do they need storage space on whatever they're using? Don't just assume that they know what they need. For example, some of our learners were not using a headset and they couldn't hear very well because they were in a noisy place. So you might suggest using a headset for a better learning experience. And then all these onboarding materials or resources that you are creating should be very simple and short. It is, if it's a written guide, it's important that you keep it to one page and include visuals or screenshots. Don't assume that they know the tech jargon that we're so over familiar with these days. And particularly if you have ESL learners, double think the vocabulary that you're using to write instructions, or even write it in language if you have the ability to. I also wanted to say that we also created some short videos and screencasts or tutorials, right, to help students learn how to use the video conferencing tool. And I can show you, these are a few examples that I'm going to go through in a minute, but before I talk about these, I'll just say again how the more simple your onboarding and the more ample the support you offer, the less barriers you have, the better participation, of course, the more potential to scale. So here's one example of an image with simple 3-step instructions to successfully join the online classroom. This image was texted and emailed to students. It was also added to our learning management system. Jenny mentioned that our learning site is hosted on Moodle. And it was also used by our help desk as a resource. And let's see if we can move. Oh, thanks. These are a couple of short videos we created. They're screencasts. The first one is demonstrating how to log into the learning management system and troubleshoot, if your username and password are not working. Very short, like 1 minute, or 2 minute videos. Then the one on the right, it's showing how to use Big Blue Button, the video conferencing tool that we chose to use. These videos were also texted and emailed to the students, were also included on the site dashboard in Moodle for them to look at as needed. And then this is the final example I wanted to show, and this is a slide from an actual deck that we presented in class with the first module. So we didn't just give students the information, but we also integrated it along with other digital literacy skills into our modules. So here, for example, the instructor discussed vocabulary, like microphone, mute, unmute, chat, poll, and then they practiced together using all these features with real-time support from and troubleshooting from the help desk to help students understand the tool, become comfortable with it, and eventually being able to troubleshoot audio issues or other issues on their own. So another practice that has been really key to successfully onboarding our learners, that's why we have a special slide for it, is the proactive rather than reactive tech support that our team. And as I mentioned, we provided instructions and user guides and videos and help desk information. But we did not bet on our learners simply following the steps to get on. We also didn't wait for their support calls to come in, but rather reached out to each individual student to offer support with joining the virtual classroom. And this support included calls and in-language text messages, or a combination of both. We'd be on the phone with a user, with a learner who is in class and is having trouble or is getting an error message. So we asked them to please take a picture and text us the picture of the error message that they're getting so we can help them troubleshoot. It also, this obviously is it's a big time investment, but it allowed our team to identify major issues before class started. And it also allowed us to provide personalized support to those who most needed it. And really opened a line of communications, or even helped us build a relationship with the learners, so they would feel comfortable to ask for help in the future. Also, one of our team members always joined the first few classes to support in real time, and would quickly identify who needs support and would give them a call while they were in class to avoid, frustration, and helping them resolve that issue and actively participate in class. This outreach that we did has been driven by user data, which is very important for us to be able to track. And we looked at login information for Moodle, and if we saw that a participant did not log in, we would make him or her a priority for our outreach calls. We also looked at activity on the site, and so all of this data informed our outreach and helped us prioritize our support. And then finally, but not less important, another form of proactive support is encouraging peer-to-peer tech support. where the instructor creates a safe space where learners can help each other troubleshoot tech issues and really learn from each other, which eventually enables them to independently problem solve in the future.